I'm Larry Page. I'm the curator of the fish collection here at the Florida Museum of Natural History, and I'm standing in one of the aisles in the collection. There are about 35 aisles like this, which give you an indication of how large this collection is. We have about 2.2 million specimens, which makes it one of the 5 largest collections in North America and one of the most important in the world. And in part because of the size of the collection, we've recently received an award from the U.S. National Science Foundation to conduct a global inventory of cypriniforms. And cypriniforms are it's a group of fishes that include minnows, suckers, loaches, barbs, and groups related to those. They're mostly small fishes. They're global in distribution. They're extremely diverse. About 4,000 species are known. And that makes it the largest group of freshwater fishes on the planet. Why is it important to know what all the species are to describe these undescribed species? It's like trying to understand what's going on in an orchestra or in a football game. If you don't know who all the players are and what their roles are, you can't really understand what's going on. An ecosystem is much more complex, obviously, than an orchestra or a football game. And but even there, it's the same situation. If you don't know what the components of the ecosystem are, what the species are, you can't really understand what's going on in terms of the total value and resources available in that particular ecosystem. One of the species we've recently discovered and already described, and people seem to find particularly interesting because we named it Lepidocephalichthys zeppelini, the zeppelini being in reference to the band Led Zeppelin. This was not my idea, by the way. This was the student who was working with me. I'm not even sure who Led Zeppelin is. But he wanted to call it zeppelini because there's a particular structure on the pectoral fin that it has 2 blades, one above and one below the fin, and it reminded him of the guitar that Jimmy Page uses in the Led Zeppelin band, and so we named it zeppelini after that. And so these are some of the examples of the fishes we're working on in the all cypriniformes. This award that we have to study cypriniforms is the second award we've had from the U.S. National Science Foundation to study freshwater fishes. The first was a similar award in that it was to conduct a global inventory of freshwater fishes, but that particular award was to study catfishes. Here's one of the fishes that we studied. This is a catfish. You can always tell catfishes because they have these nice whiskers. This particular one is from the Mekong River of Thailand and Laos, and so we were working on that. But now we've switched to cypriniforms, which include, as I said earlier, minnows, loaches, suckers, and so on. If you would like more information on this particular project, the cypriniformes inventory, you can go to a website called Cypriniformes Commons, and that will give you information on the diversity of this particular group of fishes and what the project's all about, some of our objectives and methods and so on. And then for the earlier project on the catfishes, there's also a website called the All Catfish Species Inventory website, and you can go to that website to get information about what we did with the catfishes.